All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to The Metal Forge with me, Mark Jackson. And tonight, I have Jrad Spicer in the studio, along with some of your awesome local, live, Louisville metal bands, so on and so forth. Now let's how about we get started here with some American leaders with Gimme the Gutter.
and the bullet from a gun. That's why I don't forget to drink, as I drink to forget, as I make my way, the bottles and pain, the lipstick and curls, hate and disdain. One shot for courage, one shot for speed. Well, the first bullet's hers, the second one's for me. One shot for courage, one shot for speed. The first one's hers and the second one's for me. One shot for courage, one shot for speed. The first one's hers and the second one's for me. One shot for courage, one shot for speed. The first one's hers and the second one's for me.
All right. That was some Call Me Bronco with 4 shots. Before that, we had Artwork for the Blind with Long March, and then Gimme the Gutter for American Legions. How the heck are you, everybody? I'm Mark. Got a slight little rebranding this week. We changed the name from the Pit of Despair to the Metal Forge because we're going to be pounding out the metal tunes from 7 to 8 p.m. every Thursday night. And like I said earlier in the intro, that I've got a little bit of a different show tonight. I have a local artist in the studio. His name is Jrad Spicer. And how you doing, Jrad?
Not too bad, man. This is different than anything else I'm kind of used to. It's a different kind of like, venue for me.
Awesome. So you're a, I don't want to say a graphic artist. I know because you do other stuff like pen to paper, and as opposed to just computer-based stuff. I mean, what's your favorite, how do you work? What's your favorite medium? What do you like to do?
Digital is definitely my favorite because there's some, the possibilities are endless there. But pen to paper, there's just a whole different aspect to that, It's, if I do logos and stuff, it's typically like pen to paper stuff, and then more malleable and like Photoshop for to get like a finished product from that.
Awesome. What is your background in art?
I was basically self-trained for about 10 years before I decided to get like professional schooling, which was basically, I did it for myself. I wanted like that sense of achievement, like, hey, you got a bachelor's degree.
Now you can get out and do something with it.
Do something with it.
Absolutely. Anywhere notable, possibly, that you went to school or anything?
I went to Ivy Tech for like film and video, which is I have a little bit of a background in like film editing and stuff.
Awesome.
But I went to Full Sail for like digital arts and design, which is where I got my bachelor's at.
Awesome. And Full Sail out of Florida?
Yeah, Winter Park, Florida.
Awesome. That's actually a pretty big school and everything. I know, the wrestling fans know Full Sail because of NXT and stuff like that. So, as an artist, what type of art do you most identify with?
Like heavy metal album covers, man. That was one of the first things that kind of got me into that. I remember seeing an Iron Maiden album at Walmart of all places when I was really young.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, let's check this out.
So, what Maiden album was it? Do you remember?
No, man, I was probably like 10.
Oh wow. So the heavy album covers and so on and so forth. That's what you've been, what you've been into.
Yeah, a lot of old like movie posters too. Are really...
any examples?
Like a lot of stuff from the 80s. I'm a real big like 80s movie buff, stuff like that.
Right, like possibly like Phenomena, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes. Reanimator, which we were talking about earlier, of
Absolutely.
course.
Love it. Love it.
There's a couple different variations of The Thing, which is...
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, back on Reanimator for a second, which was really cool because here recently I noticed that it was on Netflix.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, this is really cool. I was talking with somebody and she was like, what is that? I was like, you should watch it.
Reanimator is such a good movie, man.
Absolutely is. Do you pursue any type of theme in your art?
Not really. Just kind of go for it.
Just kind of go.
Yeah.
So there's no overall motif or anything, like everything has to be zombies or everything has to be gore.
No,
or
I try to gore. Yeah, I try to keep it metal, dude. Mostly. But like if it's a logo, there's only so much gore you can put into that.
Right. That's just like Christoph Spagel. A lot of his logos look the same, and you know that
Steve Crow, for example, does a lot of like brutal death metal stuff. A lot of his stuff, you can look at him and be like,
that's his. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So you've done some artwork for some local bands, Overload being one of them.
Yes.
You've done some flyers for when I used to promote shows out at Phoenix Hill. You've done all of my flyers for those shows, for all the Fatal Fridays and the Evil Saturday show. I can't remember what we even called it, but I know it had to go with something crazy like.
I don't know if I have any of those saved on my computer, to be honest.
Well, I know I do. So after the show, I'll post some of the artwork that you put up.
I did a Creep Show one. I remember that.
Yes, you did. There was the one that you did at Diamonds for us. That was the old like
Sacred
Tales
Sorrow
of Horror.
And I think was the two other bands playing on that.
And it was like the old Tales of Horror comic.
Yes,
and it was awesome. I
have some of those in my car, actually.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll have to leave one here at the studio for it. One I remember, we actually did prints of those, and people were buying the prints, and it was awesome. So, you do have some favorite local bands, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, outside of like death metal kind of stuff, I don't really know a whole lot.
There is nothing else, is that right?
Yeah. Pretty much if it's not metal, it's not music. No, I don't want to sound like an elitist.
Well, that's what we're here for, is to pound out the metal tunes. So, metal, rock, punk, whatever it may be. That's what we're about here. So with any art or anything, do you have to... Let me, because I'm coming at this from like a musician, and with art, to me, my, Overload being that, and me writing personally for any of the projects that I've done over the years, it's got to be rooted in something that I feel strongly about.
Yeah.
Like the song Abandoned Forbidden. To take a little thing out of the stuff from Rifle last week, it's a song about a girl, or a song about drinking. Does your art typically do that as well? Do you?
As far as like, if you're getting at like inspiration on the drive over here, man, I was seeing inspiration in everything: graffiti, other logos, everything, neon signs.
Awesome.
Wow. When you're like as looking at the world as a musician standpoint, artistically,
right?
It's totally different to look at it as like a graphic artist or like an illustrator, because you totally see things way different.
Absolutely. One of the things that I picked up over the last few years, and I think we had spoke about this before, was I've started to pick up stuff like The Joy of Painting by Bob Ross.
Which is also on Netflix, or it was, because I started watching it.
It is. He actually has a Twitch channel, which is pretty cool. And they do like a marathon of all his shows, and then they cut it off for like a couple months, and then they do it again. But it's pretty cool because when I started doing the oil painting with that, it was like I could see the leaves as brushstrokes. And it is a completely different aspect of art, seeing it in a visual aspect as opposed to an auditory aspect from being a musician.
Yeah, actually, I haven't done a lot of painting stuff. The last thing I painted, and it was like a digital painting at that, was a portrait of Gene Simmons for my dad whenever he lived down in Richmond.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I did that for him for Christmas, and he loved it. I was like,
But it's Gene. Who wouldn't
yeah.
love
Oh,
it,
yeah,
you know?
dude.
Shoot, I mean, they're awesome. So with art, let's see. Let me come up with another. What do you dislike about your artwork?
Mine?
Yes.
I don't know when to stop. Like, I mean, if I'm working on something, like, I just keep going and going and going and going until, like, it's never finished. I don't know when to be like, okay, this is done, and I have to move on to the next piece. I do a lot of, like, personal pieces that nobody ever really gets to see, and I'll get all the way to the end, and I'll finish it, and I'll just close it, and I'll save it. Because, like, I was like, man, this is cool, but then it's, like, time to move on to something else because I'm tired of looking at this.
Right. So not being able to stop is when you...
Like, not knowing when to say
This
a composition is finished and then move on to something else.
I can relate to that 100% because, you know, when is a song done? When is an album done? And I had to, personally, with music, I had to say, okay, once it's recorded, it's finished.
Yeah. As an artist, you're your biggest critic anyway.
Absolutely. Okay, so that was yours. Are there any, what do you see against, you know, I know art is subjective, as always, but, do you have a specific thing for other artists that it's like, man, that's a little bit too far, or I don't like that style, or...
I'm pretty open-minded about anything, really. Artists that, like, pigeonhole themselves and don't, like, test themselves in other aspects of what they can do.
They're comfortable in the box.
Yeah, being comfortable. You never want to be comfortable in anything you do, not necessarily in art, but just really anything. Like, when you're comfortable, that's whenever you need to push yourself.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely, and I agree 100% with that. So... You said a minute ago that your biggest art influence was heavy metal album covers and stuff when you were a kid. So did any kind of classical artwork, you know, from any kind of like old masters, has any of that affected your art?
Not really, man. It's been a lot of like modern stuff.
Right. No Michelangelo or... No.
Art history was like one of the I hated taking that whenever I was going through college. Art history, I was just like, let's do this and let's get on to the fun stuff. Like, let me get my tablet so I can draw stuff and, you know, let's move on.
Right. So taking that and say, yeah, here this is, that's good that it's there and that it's been done, but I'm ready to do this.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take this and move forward with it. That's awesome. That's a good outlook to have on it because, you know, as people, we're ever evolving and moving forward. So, we were talking earlier. I want to play a song because this one is one of your favorite bands. You said, and it's from Cryptic Kim.
Yes,
and this is Nazgul.
Agents of shadow. Hello, my name is Derek Wade Manley, and I would like for you to tune in every Tuesday and Thursday from 4 to 6 for WCHQ's Afternoon Drive. That's right, while you're driving home, we'll give you the traffic, the time, the temperature, and as always, the best music from Louisville and surrounding areas. I'll see you then.
It's 31 degrees.
It's 7:31.
Time for the WCHQ Concert View, a service of WCHQ 100.9 FM and Leo Weekly, Louisville's eccentric observer since 1990. Pick up your free copy at any of Leo's 500 distribution points to read smart and irreverent news, commentary, music, and arts coverage.
All right, this is your WCHQ Concert View for Thursday, January 10th. I'm Ed. Let's take a look at what's shaking and baking in the Louisville area this evening. All right, starting up here in St. Matthews, Jossie Lauren is performing tonight over at Gersel's Place. Scott T. Smith is over at Goodwood Brewing tonight starting at 8 o'clock. Kenneth Brown, Donovan Trell, Blake, and Cutthroat are over at Nirvana Louisville tonight starting at 7 o'clock. Caressa KJ is over at Mr. G's starting late tonight at 10 o'clock. Joey Constantine is at Merle's Whiskey Kitchen starting tonight at 8 o'clock. Thirst is over at the Mag Bar starting tonight at 8 o'clock. Chris Cassie is also live at the Hitching Post Inn tonight starting at 8 o'clock. Unhooked is over at O'Shea's Irish Pub in the Highlands tonight starting at 10 o'clock. The Louisville Hot Club is at the Hell or High Water Bar tonight starting at 8 o'clock. It is piano night with Mike Hood over at Jimmy Can't Dance, and that starts tonight at 9 o'clock. Mo Fit and Cha-Cha and Frank Gusto are over at Cole's Place tonight starting at 11 o'clock. Nanette is over at the Limbo tonight starting at 10 o'clock. Me and you are over at Derby City Pizza Company starting tonight at 6 o'clock. And Zach Longoria and Gina C. are live at Levy at the River House tonight starting at 7 o'clock.
This has been your WCHQ Concert View. If you've got a gig you'd like to let us know about, head over to WCHQFM.com and hit the icon at the top of the screen that says List Your Gig.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in again. I am Mark, and this is the Metal Forge. And tonight we have Jrad Spicer in the studio asking some questions, just having an all-around good time, playing some music. Welcome back again, Jrad.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, man. This is fun.
Absolutely. And you all, you can always check us out here on 100.9 WCHQ FM. You can check us out on the Facebook page for Facebook Live, WCHQ FM. On there, you can do it at WCHQFM.com and all of that stuff. And, thanks to Derek for the afternoon drive promo. And later on, we've got Zach with Burning the Midnight Oil from 10 to midnight. Okay, so, we had a pretty productive first half of the show with some questions, some songs. As an artist, this one's going to be a deep one.
Oh, deep cut.
Yeah,
all right.
This is a deep cut here. As an artist, what's your scariest experience? Not hitting the save button?
No. Yeah, I've had a lot of times where, Photoshop will close and it'll open up and be like, oh, we didn't save any of your progress. Yeah, have fun.
Wow.
Redo it all, bud.
Wow.
So
I've had that happen is, being like in high school with Word documents and stuff like that.
Oh, something else that happens is like I had an old like Dell laptop that I used to use like before I went to Mac, and
nice move.
Yeah. So before I would just leave Photoshop open, and I noticed that if I would leave it open, it would be all glitchy, just like my artboard would be real glitchy looking, like all the colors would be messed up, and
oh wow,
lines would be messed up, and it would be like that. Like I couldn't revert to a save or nothing.
Wow, and it would just keep it that way no matter what.
Yeah.
Was it like from like image being burned into the screen and stuff?
No, it was. I think it like once it's open, it just glitched out. I really never found out the reasoning behind that.
Wow, that's crazy stuff. So if that's your scariest experience as an artist, what is the most scariest experience you've had to fuel your art?
Not necessarily scary, but like, my dad passed away in 2015, and I kind of took some time off from that. It was about a year after I graduated college too.
Wow.
So just getting out there and then
and then having something traumatic happen.
Yeah.
And so if people out there were to say, after we post everything and just even listening to you, where would they be able to get a hold of you at?
Facebook, Jrad Spicer, Instagram, Among Flies, or like email, amongflies@fullsail, fullsail.edu.
Awesome. So they can contact you there for any kind of commission work, any kind of logo work, which you do amazing jobs on and everything. In your art that you do, can you pinpoint like a specific real life instance that happened that has fueled your art? I know you.
Could you see specific instances of my inspiration?
Yes. Something, like.
Not necessarily. I try to separate real life from art. Not to say art isn't real life, but
well, as they say,
it's an imitation.
Art imitates life.
Yeah, there you go. I try to keep it as separate as I can, but that's not to say that I don't put emotion into my artwork. I absolutely do.
Absolutely. I know from the stuff that you've done, the shirts that you've done for me, and Overload, that you do put a lot of emotion into it, because you're like, I keep wanting, you've told me before, it's like, I want to do this, but I've got to get to that point. You've told me that a couple of times.
A specific example there was, there was one, like, it was when I was doing the CD t-shirt, like, bundle for you guys.
Which one was this? The Unvanquished?
No, that was
I love
cool,
that
though.
shirt, the Sriracha.
Oh, that was fun.
So many people ask about that shirt still.
Really?
They're like,
that was what, like 2 years ago?
It was 2015. It was almost 4 years ago.
That was
yeah,
I'm getting old, man.
Ago.
No, it was one that had Atlas on it. Ah, man. I can't even
strong survive.
That's it. I was laying in bed, and you were like, we need a t-shirt for this, too. So, like, doing the way I do my artwork, I have to have a mouse. Like, whenever it's Photoshop time, you got to get your mouse out.
Right.
And I took the artwork into a new thing and just wiped it all out. And I was like, this is a t-shirt now. We're going to put the Overload logo on it. And I did it all from my bed with the trackpad on my laptop.
Oh, wow.
So
I never knew that.
That was kind of nervous. Like I was like, well, you need this done like tomorrow, but I'm not getting out of bed. So
that's awesome. Do you have a food or drink that inspires you?
Not necessarily inspiration, but I always have to have like a Monster and
a bourbon,
rum and Coke, Crown Royal and vanilla Coke.
Oh. Is that good? I've never had that mixture.
Oh, yeah.
Crown and vanilla Coke.
Yeah, dude.
I might have to try that. So nothing like that inspires you or anything?
Not like food or drink necessarily, but I mean, like I was saying earlier, you can get inspiration from anything. It just has to, it has to strike the stone, so to speak, I guess.
Right. Okay. What do you dislike about the art world?
Some people are, like, pretentious, and some people think they're more than what they are. Like, I just said, like, reach me on Instagram, but there's a lot of people that think just because they use Instagram filters that they're a photographer. Like, there was people I went to high school with that was doing that, and I really wanted to be like, yo, hey, dial it down a little bit, because you're using a bunch of, like, pre-made presets, basically.
Right.
And
they're doing the stuff on the phone.
Yeah, basically. Click, click, done. When something that if I was to manually do it, it would take an hour.
Right. So do you get into photography as much as your graphic art?
No, not. I mean, I did a little bit in college. Stephanie did more of the photography stuff than I did, and I would always like help her with that. I can do a lot of like photo retouching and stuff. Right. I took a photo that had been completely ripped in half and was able to like seamlessly reattach it. It was like an old photo for somebody's grandma, and I was able to like basically piece it together.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's a good thing to have, to be able to do, to get rid of the rip seam and everything, and that how to do that digitally as well. So.
Yeah, a lot of it, like, I mean, I said I went to college, but basically a lot of my training was just be like, all right, let's, summer, in high school, Googling Photoshop tutorials and see what we could do.
Right.
The first thing I ever did was clone myself in a Photoshop.
You did?
Yeah, like I took 2 pictures and then spliced them, and then it looked like there was 2 of me in the picture. That was the very first digital piece of art that I ever did.
Nice. So, we're talking about the art world and everything. Do you think art should be funded?
Like art schools?
Artists. You think artists, to be an artist, it's like an actual job?
Nah. I mean, a lot of people tend to have to relocate. Like, I'm experiencing that myself. Like, after finished school, drowning in, like, student loan debt, and it's hard to find an area, a job in the area, like at an ad agency, for example, because in the design world, it's so competitive. Right. And, you have to have something at least on your resume or in your portfolio that separates you from the guy over there,
Absolutely. And I can see that and that's how it is in the music business too. You have to be something different than somebody else. And I think the only difference between art as visual art versus, music and stuff like that is there's no real genre classification. There can be, as if like oil versus
I would
watercolor.
If there was genres to art, I would say that
would be it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But nothing like nothing like a neoclassical piece.
No, I mean there's a lot of like tattoo artists, for example, that do like prints of their work, like that do like actual just prints. And there is like
tattoo artists do that.
Yeah,
like flash prints and stuff.
Yep, absolutely. A lot of the guys that I get tattooed by do that.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. I guess so. If you have a thing about getting a tattoo or anything like that, you can always get it and put it on the wall.
I don't know if I would frame any of my tattoos on the wall though.
You have a lot, so I've got a few. I want to get more, but so. What research do you do for a piece, typically? Do you just go flying into it? Because you talked about the thing with Atlas earlier. Did you actually look at statues?
Yes, I
did.
did.
You do research like that?
Yeah, the Atlas for that album cover was actually like a couple different ones.
Right.
And then I wanted to pick the right pose to go with like the reference of the trees I had to go for like the forest and everything. So
right, because the trees were dead and everything.
Yeah, well, that was like, It was a mix of like compositing and illustration together.
Nice.
Which I don't do a whole lot of illustration anymore because it's just, for me, it's so time consuming and it's a lot of work for like slow payoff.
Right. And because Lord knows I've came to you many times and said, hey man, can you do this for me?
Yeah. The thing I'm working on now, I'm having a lot of fun with that. That's super fun.
What are you working on now?
The Ramones inspired T-shirt.
Oh my!
Yeah, for you,
for me, and it's going to be one of those things. Saying, hey man, can you do this? I completely forgot about that. And you showed it to me earlier in the green room, which is even better.
Driving to work this morning, I was like, I didn't have that done, and I feel so bad.
Oh no, there's no rush at all for it or anything like that. So if anybody's listening, that means that there's going to be a new Overload T-shirt coming out soon.
Spoiler alert, my bad.
Spoiler alert. No problems at all. So here's another one of your favorite local bands you told me earlier, the Stonecutters.
Yeah.
Brian Omer and the guys in the band. Here, I'm going to play a song now. It's called Sound of Trumpets.
Sound the trumpets, the clarion call. No action buried
right, and that was Atomic Thrill Ride with Wings of Madness. Before that, we had Sound the Trumpets by the Stonecutters. Again, we're here with Jrad Spicer, local artist.
Yes.
Again, sir, how can the people get a hold of you?
Facebook at Jrad Spicer, Instagram at Among Flies, email at amongflies@fullsail.edu, FULLSAIL.
And here we are coming to the close of the hour. Do you have any shout-outs for anybody?
I do have some shout-outs, man. Stephanie, of course. Glad you're watching. And my boys Nick, Jace, Frank, and Brad from Fire Team Alpha.
Is that a
That's our Destiny group, man.
Oh.
Playing Destiny together.
they be playing the games.
As soon as I get home.
The last thing I think I played was Punch Out on the 3DS, and that was like 2 years ago. But it's still such a good game. I'm going to shout out to Dale Wasson Jr., who did the Metal Forge logo for me.
Super sick, by the way.
Between you and him, you've pretty much been like all of Overload's artwork for the last 12 years. Thank you all. Thank you everybody for listening. We're going to be getting out of here in just a few minutes. Before we do, I want to play some Decline Effect. And I actually saw this band a couple of weeks ago. I bought their album on a whim, and it was because I knew it was former members of King Horse, which local legend band. And I thought it was awesome, and the cover of the album is like a pig in a ladder match. It's really cool. I'll post a picture of it later.
Yeah, I want to see this.
But thank you all for listening. Next week, we've got Dave from Gubby Records coming in the studio to chat about that place and some of the people that they've helped out with in the music industry in Louisville with Satellite Twin, New Bravado, and so on and so forth. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for listening. I'm Mark. This is Jrad Spicer.
Nice.
Tune in later for the Midnight Oil with Zach. And here is Decline Effect.
I will not abuse my body. Well, that's so. Don't drink that coffee. My body is over to take its shell. Oh, it could be material.
You're listening to WCHQ-LP, Louisville, Kentucky, 100.9 FM. All local, all community, all the time.
It's 30 degrees.
It's 8:02.
Again, local, better together, yeah. Oh, WCHQ, yeah, 100.9 FM.
Up next, Lou Jetton and 61 South.